This is your girl, Cruising Girl, back with another 3D printing video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about leveling your 3D printer. You want to level your 3D printer first before you even begin any 3D print job, because you want to make sure that your nozzle piece is not too close to the leveling bed. Because what you don't want to do, if it's too close, it's going to scrape against the leveling bed, probably block the nozzle piece, trapping the filament inside. Or you don't want to be too far up where it's not even adherent to the printing bed properly. So that is why you want to level. And also because, say you replace a part, you're going to have to do it again, which I did. I just recently replaced it. This is a brand new printer. I'm already replacing it. Go figure. And this is not the first time, because I had to change out. It's a kind of a. I guess my tip would be, if you have a 3D printer, go ahead and order you these nozzle pieces, because they might have to get replaced. And if you don't want to be waiting like me, you're a little bit impatient, just go ahead and buy it. So this is for the single extruder printers. This actually went inside here, and actually hold on. It went like this, so the nozzle piece is down here. It fits inside, and this is what's going to heat up the filament before it reaches the nozzle piece. But being that this is a dual, it came all the pieces together. You know, this where it heats up, feeds into here, and the fan is attached to it as well. All right, so to begin leveling, what you're going to do is you're going to turn on your printer here. This is for the printers that are G-Tech one. In my first video, I was like, I went by what was labeled on the Amazon, the Gen Arm, but that's why I was wanting to kind of point that out in case anybody was confused. I mean, this is what it's on the printer, but when you go to Amazon, you look it up, it says Gen Arm A10M. So, yeah. Oh, you also want to make sure you have your leveling paper ready. Okay. So, I go ahead, I put on the power. Let's go here. This is the first screen that pops up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare it. I'm going to go auto home. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to the prepare screen. Okay, you're going to start leveling your corners. Okay, so it's going to go to your first corner. You're going to use these knobs down here. Let me see if I can get a nice little light. Alright. Alright, so you're going to use these knobs down here. You're either going to go left or you're going to go right, depending on how close you want to get the leveling bed and your nozzle piece. So you see, I'm turning to left and it's going down. If I turn right, it's gonna bring the platform closer to the nozzle. And you're gonna do this for every corner. And this is a good, so you see, you select next corner. Alright. This one, it's still too far. It's too far. You basically, what you want, because you're gonna use the paper. So sometimes I do it so much that I don't use the paper, because I'm a pretty good judge of how close it needs to be. But when you begin, you want to use the paper until you're able to like see it. But yeah. So basically, I'm gonna go to each corner, and what I want is I want to have a teensy bit of resistance, but not too much. Where, let me see how I gotta go. Alright. I'm just gonna have to, it's kind of hard doing it with one hand, but yeah, a little bit. But you want to keep going to the next corner. This is a great thing about this printer, is that it gives you the, that you go to the corner. Okay, that's what gives me a little bit of resistance, but not too much. Just so that I can tell. So it's like you barely, you want to feel like, okay, I can feel the nozzle touching the bed when the paper is going between, but it's enough, it's just enough space. So after you do each corner, and then I do the final corner, I'm gonna do my leveling off screen because I need my two hands to do it. I'm going to be using, also be using the light to kind of like go behind the nozzle, so I can kind of see also with my eyes, judging it. But so that's how I level the 3D printer. And then, so you can keep using this function, and you know, just keep selecting it, and it's just going to go to each corner every single time until you go back. So I'm going to go ahead, go off screen, level it, come back, and I'll show you the next step. All right, I finished leveling. I went to each corner, I think about like 3 times, using my leveling paper, and I'm done with that part. So we're going to select back into prepare, see if there's anything else. So we auto home already. We did the leveling corners, and let's see. Another way you could level, you could disable the steppers, and that's one other way, but for now we're just going to stick with that. But basically just gives you the ability to like move the motor, everything freely. So I can freely just move everything to each corner and level it that way. Alright, so after I level, and I made sure that my filaments are fed through the tube, I'm going to take my SD card. Bam! Make sure I did right. Bam! I'm going to move this out the way to my other light. Okay. Now it says card inserted. Here. Well, let's see. Everything's cold. So what I could do is I could preheat my PLA filament. And how do I know it's PLA? Because it's on the box somewhere. But I've been using this filament for a while, so let's see. You have the options, you preheat the bed, the end, PLA. I was going to say. Let me see your temperatures up here. I believe this part is for the nozzle, and this is for the bed. Yeah. But your bed, that's normally gonna be, I usually put it about 60 degrees. And it's on the card too. The card has the configurations with the app that I use, the application I use. So, and then you have the temperature 190. Basically for PLA, when I configure it on the card, I usually set up for 200 to 216. So let's see. Get out like that. Let's see, mixer. So I'm gonna print from it, and these is what is that's on the card. So I have the bed leveling STL file, and that is good because basically what is it going to do? It's going to show me how it's going to print that first layer, and that first layer is important because that is the base of your any print that you do. So if it's a neat print, if it's going to also show how like the filament comes out of the nozzle. If it's touching the bed too much, if it's too far, if it's going to warp. So that's the reason why you need to, well, what I found that it's just best to do like a test print before you start a real print, because a real print can take hours and you don't want to, you know, waste your time. If you try to print a model, it takes 5 hours, and 5 hours later it just looked bad. That's a waste of time. The only thing about this printer I don't like is that strong plastic smell. It's kind of nauseating, but that's why you should probably have like a well ventilated room if you're going to use this printer. My other printer, what is it that the Anycubic one, I didn't get the same strong plastic smell when everything started to heat up. So maybe that's what this printer does. I don't know why it's such a strong plastic smell, but it is. All right. While it's doing that, I'm gonna kind of move it. You see, it's touching the. It's close to the, because I left it at the last corner, so I'm gonna just bring it up in case the filament comes out. I don't want it to block. Compare, move axis, Z, 10 millimeter. Before it prints, it should auto home itself. But we'll see. So I'm just gonna do that. So let me see. I don't know how long. Hold on, let's see. It should tell me how long to heat up. Main info screen. Okay, we're there. So I should start printing. Okay. So let's go back to. Let's see. I'll print. Okay, print. SD card. All right. Second attempt at doing this with the newly replaced nozzle piece. I guess it's still heating it. Oh, it's going to 2,000 degrees temperature Fahrenheit. Because that was what it was, the configuration on the SD card of that file. So once it gets there, what it is, it should start printing. Alright, so this is going to be my 5th leveling attempt, and as you see, it's getting better. So this is what you want your box to look like, the corner box. Look how smooth, how straight. So this one is coming out like this. So I'm going to go ahead and print it off again and adjust the left side. So it's pretty good. It's okay. And this is the right side. This is perfect right here. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to make the adjustments and then print this up again. Adjustments complete. Level to the max. This is the end of my video.